Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have it's basically a first impressions, but I also did 3 different tutorials with the new Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette. I just got this in the mail and I had to test it out for you guys. And with my reviews lately, I've been doing them as like a 3 looks to really get an opinion for my thoughts on the palette. It really helps me so much, and I know a lot of people are doing these kind of things now, and I feel like it is very helpful. Plus, it'll give you guys some ideas of what looks you can get with the palette. So yes, this palette just launched. I have some info here from Urban Decay. It should be available now at Urban Decay, but when I checked, it wasn't like available to purchase. Let me try again. Yeah, yesterday it wasn't, but now I'm looking and you can purchase it on Urban Decay's website. Right now, it is retailing for $49. It should be available on Sephora as well. Also, July 5 in Sephora, Ulta, Macy's, Nordstrom stores if you wanted to get it in store. This is the packaging. I absolutely love it. It has kind of like this really pretty oil slick kind of packaging. I love how it looks. And then here is the inside. You do get a brush as well, which I will show you guys. I had already tried mine out, but that is the inside there. You get 12 shades in here. This one is made in the USA. Here is the brush it came with. This is a nice brush and it's very cute as well. It has that light lilac purple. It's clear on the middle, and then you get a little crease side and then a little smudgy side. I do enjoy this brush. I think it is nice quality. And on my card here it says, meet the Naked Ultraviolet palette, a burst of 12 highly saturated purple neutrals that add a powerful pop of color to any eye look. Okay, so with that, I want to go ahead and give you guys some swatches here of all the shades. I was kind of looking in my collection at my purple palettes, and I feel like the one that was most similar to this one, it's not similar at all really. It's not like a dupe, but there's some similar aspects to it, is my ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette. So I did swatch this one as well, but this one's a lot more pigmented. This one's a lot lighter. So you'll notice a theme here with this palette. It's pretty light, and as I was reading this description, I was like, okay, maybe that's why it is so light, because it's supposed to be purple neutrals. Compared to all my other purple palettes I have, like my Jeffree Star Bloodlust, my Natasha Denona Lila palette, this is definitely more on the lighter side. Like, I really don't think deeper skin tones would be able to use much of this palette, if I'm being quite honest. But formula-wise, I will say this is similar to their normal formula. Like the Urban Decay Naked Cherry, I feel like that's not as super pigmented bright shades. It kind of has that more subdued look, and this one does the same. So if you guys like the cherry, I think you would really like this if you're looking for some purples. So now I want to go ahead and show you guys the 3 looks I did, and then at the end I will go ahead and give you guys my final thoughts. Alright, first time trying out the Naked Ultraviolet. So excited. I'm thinking I really want to do something with this shade, this like shifty shade here. I haven't swatched anything yet, but I want to do kind of a halo eye with that in the center. I think that would be super pretty. So I'm going to take Optimize and put that into the crease. The shade is pretty light in pigment. I'm just going to build that up a little bit. It does have a kind of a satin finish. I thought this one would be more matte, but it definitely leaves a little bit of sheen. Going in with a smaller crease brush, I'm going to take the shade Cyberpunk and put that in the outer corner and also the inner corner as well. If this looks good, we'll see. This is a shimmer, and shimmers usually don't build up too well. Yeah, it's a little light, but I think we can make it work. I'm surprised that this palette actually doesn't have more mattes in it. I really thought it would have a few more, judging from the pictures that I saw. But yeah, it is mostly shimmers. But I'm just kind of tapping that color in, and it seems to be building up. I'm going to actually use the brush that it came with, which is really cute. It has this little pointy side, and I'm also going to take that same shade Cyberpunk and place that in the inner part of the eye. Next, I'm going to take the shade Warning on that same smudger brush and run that along the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer in the center of my eye just to blank that out, because I'm going to be putting on that fun like shifter color called Lucid there. So I'm just going to use just a tiny bit to blend it out. And then I'm going to wet my brush, because I know the Urban Decay shimmers sometimes need a little extra work. They're not always the most like crazy metallic. So I'm just going to dip into that Lucid shade here and put that on top. Wow, that's really pretty. And then I'm going to try and blend all of that together a bit. I'm actually pretty impressed with that Lucid shade. That one is really gorgeous. So that is pretty good for this first look, using these fun purples and this like duochrome color, which turned out really nice. I really like this middle shade. It's like a blue, green, purple tint. It kind of reminds me of almost the packaging here. I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, put on some lashes, do the rest of my makeup, and I'll show you guys the final look. Alright, so here is the first look. I wanted to do a purple lip with this as well, so I used this one from Wet n Wild, one of their Shine lipsticks. I will probably put up an Instagram post with this look, so I'll have all the details on there if you guys are wondering exactly what everything I have on is. But first time using the palette, I did feel like it was pretty easy to work with. It blended out nice, and it is a little bit lighter in tone. I will say that the pigmentation is on the lighter side, and I do think that middle shade faded a bit as I was doing my lashes and everything, so I could see that wearing down throughout the day, and maybe something I'd have to reapply if I was going to wear this look for a long period of time to keep that shimmer. But yeah, first look is done. Tomorrow I'll do kind of a glam natural look for the day, and then hopefully I'm able to do a third look before I post this, because I do want to post this video tomorrow as well, but I have like a lot going on. So fingers crossed we'll be able to do 3 looks with this one, otherwise I'll just have 2. But yeah, this is the first look with the palette. Came out really nice, I think. For this next look, I'm going to try and do something more of a neutral glam with this palette. Let's see, let's go in with, I'm going to try the shade Mind Slip, this like light peach in the crease. I've already applied my primer. I did use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. That color is pretty light, but it does actually build up to look exactly like it does in the pan. And then I'll build that up with this Hacked shade. Next, I'm going to go in with this Digital shade on the very end and try to use this in the outer corner. I believe this one has a little bit of shimmer to it, so hopefully it'll look okay. I don't usually like to use shimmers in the outer corner for these kind of looks because they are hard to blend. So that's kind of unfortunate that they don't have a dark enough color. I'm going to also mix the shade Hacked and Digital on the lower lash line. So I just wet my brush. I'm going to go in with this VR shade, which kind of looks like almost a duochrome pink metallic, maybe green shift. Let's see how this looks. Oh wow, that's really pretty. This shade is beautiful. It almost reminds me of like their Moondust shadows. It's so stunning. It looks very wet on the eyes. I am going to put the rest of my makeup on. Everything should come together, lashes, and then I'll show you guys the final product. Alright, so here's look number 2. I got some glam, neutral-ish glam makeup on. This look actually isn't as neutral as I thought it would come out to be, but I think it looks beautiful. I will say these shades do look a little bit chunky. If you zoom in, you can kind of see the texture, so it feels like it's kind of tight on the eyes, which is kind of weird, but it does look a lot like their Moondust shades. Hopefully it doesn't chunk off throughout the day. I'm probably going to bring my palette with me on the go just in case, but I think everything did come out pretty well. Okay guys, I want to do one more look with this palette. Yes, I do have the same face makeup on that I was wearing. Okay, so I'm about to go out, go to TJ Maxx and stuff, so I'm going to be kind of running all over the place. I'm like, do I want to do something dramatic? I don't know. I might want to go for something a little bit lighter. We do have some fun peachy tones in there that we could try. So I'm going to use the shade Hacked, that mauve crease shade, and put that all over in the crease. And I will be redoing my concealer. That's why I have a weird line there, because I just took my eye makeup off so I could do another look for you guys. Next, I'm going to take this Cyberpunk purple and kind of blend this into the outer part of the eye. I'm just using a flat brush for it, just to build up the color. And I'm just going to do that on the outer half. These flat kind of brushes work a lot better than a fluffy crease brush, I found out with working with these shimmers. So I kind of have to use some different techniques with this palette, I will say. I'm going to use a little bit of this Warning shade and smudge that on the lower lash line. I am going to wet my brush and we'll take that peachy shade called Dazed. I do really love peaches and like purple together. It's so pretty. I did a peach blush with my look earlier today and I loved it. Oh yeah, this color is beautiful too. It kind of has that same shimmer formula that VR had almost. Like it almost is kind of like their moon dust shades. So I'm just putting that in the inner portion. Make sure to blend those together. So that's the look for that. It's pretty simple. Just something I quickly threw together to use that peach. Actually, this side looks a little bit more vibrant, so I'm going to pop a little bit more on this side. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty if you use it with the fingers. Oh my gosh. I feel like even you might want like a sort of glitter glue with that too. But just a kind of fun look. I don't know, I never really use shimmers in the outer corner, but this is kind of making me use this in different ways so that it would work a little bit better because I'm always a matte girl. But yeah, it's kind of blown out in the outer part. I'm going to go ahead, add my concealer. I think I'm just going to do normal mascara for now since I did 2 looks with the lashes and I don't really feel like wearing lashes today because it's so annoying when I'm out and about and the little corner pops up. I'm like, no thank you. So I will be right back. Okay, so this is the final look that I did. I think that one came out pretty nice, very easy to do. So let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts on the Ultraviolet palette. Alright, so now I want to get into my final thoughts on the palette. After doing all the 3 looks, testing out most of the shades, I definitely have some opinions. So I think that this palette is more for those of you guys who do want a little bit of color in your life, not a lot. You kind of want something light, not super pigmented. These are very easy to work with. So if you're a beginner with color, I think you would really, really like this palette. If you guys want to experiment with purples, it does have those more muted, kind of neutral tones. There is a lot of shimmers in here. There's not many mattes. There's only a few mattes in the palette, and I just really think it needs 1 or 2 dark purple mattes to complete it for me. And I know I'm always like this, but that's just how I am. That's my opinion. Maybe some of you guys like the shimmers and you can definitely make them work like I did with the outer corner and stuff, but I just need my mattes sometimes. So I don't think you'll get anything super duper dramatic with this. It's very easy to use, like I said, so very beginner friendly. The mattes that they do have are really stunning. They blend out beautifully. There is some very unique kind of shades in here. There's almost like a moon dust, like super sparkly formula from them that is gorgeous. And there is some fun kind of shifty shades in here. But to me, comparing with my other purple palettes I own, like my Jeffree Star Bloodlust I talked about earlier, my Natasha Denona Lila, my ColourPop, I think this one falls a little bit short for me. I have to say, I'm just slightly disappointed in it. I do wish it was just a bit more, like it had a little bit more pigmentation. So that's why I don't think this is going to be for everyone. If you guys are used to those very pigmented, bright, colorful looks that you guys want to do with it, I just don't think you will love this, but there is definitely some people that will. I do think we came up with 3 really pretty looks, and I'm going to continue testing this out, but I could see myself in the future, a few months down the road, not reaching for this so much because I just have to have those darker mattes to go with the look for me personally, and I'll say that again. It's just a big missing thing for me. So that is pretty much my thoughts on the new Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette. I just wanted to get this up real quick for you guys so you have an idea, since it is coming out, what I think. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to know. I will go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.